Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. If you're new here, my name is Nishitha. Please take a moment to hit the subscribe button and also give this video a thumbs up if you like my review. In today's video, we are going to test out the Dior Forever Skin Glow Radiant Foundation. I recently uploaded a review on the matte version of this. I will leave a link to that video in the description box down below if you guys are interested. In today's video, I'm going to test out the Radiant one. I got the shade 4.5WN. Even though it's a neutral undertone, I'm hoping it would match me well because the shade before this is way too light and the shade after this is way too dark. This is the only one that comes close. So, and the shade range with this particular foundation, with this Radiant line, is not that great. So, in today's video, I'm going to apply this Radiant foundation, wear it for the rest of my day and see how it performs. So, this is the swatch of 4.5N. And then I'm going to do a swatch on my face as well and blend it out. So this is how the shade looks like. Let me blend it out. So as you can see, it blends out fine and it looks okay with my skin. In person, it definitely looks a little bit darker, but I'm going to pump this out on my skin and then apply with my beauty blender. First, I'm going to dot it on. So this is a medium to full coverage foundation which remains flawless up to 24 hours in a radiant finish with SPF 35. So it's supposed to smooth out your skin and make it look much more radiant, and it's for all skin types. Based on first impressions, with one layer, you will get a good medium coverage with this foundation. You can build it up a little bit more. I did layer the foundation in this area. It layered pretty well so far. It's not caking up. It feels very lightweight. It looks very natural. It's very hydrating on the skin as well. Even though it's a radiant finish foundation, it's not exaggerating any of my pores. I mean, I don't have really large pores, but I do have some pores. Usually, sometimes when you don't use a pore filling primer underneath, radiant finish foundations can exaggerate, the pores that you have, but this is not doing that so far. And it layered pretty well. It's not looking cakey anywhere. I have a feeling that this might, settle into my smile lines, but I'm going to bake them a little bit. Hopefully that takes care of it. So far, I really love how easily that blended out. I really love the finish of this foundation. The only thing, which is my bad actually, is that I didn't pick the right color. Hopefully, since the foundation is oxidizing a little bit, did I mention that already? Yeah, it is definitely oxidizing. I wish I had gone a shade lighter. If I like the formula, probably I might go out and get a shade lighter in this. But for now, I'm going to work with this. So I'm going to go off camera, finish the rest of my makeup. When I get back, I'm going to tell you guys how everything layered on top of this. So guys, I'm back and it's been a total of 3 hours since I've had this foundation on. I applied the rest of my makeup off camera and everything blended out beautifully, like bronzer, blush, concealer, highlighter. I did apply a little bit more concealer than I normally would because the foundation was looking a lot darker than my actual skin tone. So I used a little bit more concealer to adjust that to make the whole makeup match my skin. But even though I used a lot of concealer, nothing is caking up. The foundation is doing really good so far. It's not as dewy as it was when I first applied it. It has definitely dialed down, but the glow is still there. Like, I really love this foundation. Like, it's just lightweight and it looks very natural on the skin. So far, I'm loving it. And it's not even transferring a lot. So now I'm going to wear it for the rest of my day, probably like for, 5 to 6 more hours and see how it holds up. So yeah, I'll see you all at the end of my day. So I've had this foundation on for 8.5 hours now. I'm here to do a final check-in. First, I'm going to start off by saying that this foundation is just as good as the matte one. I personally do not see any drawbacks to this foundation except the shade range. It sucks. I don't know why they would do this. I mean, they had really good shade range with the Backstage foundation, but I don't know why they didn't come out with very good shade range in the Radiant one. Even the matte one had only 28 shades. I don't know what's up with that. But anyways, I really hope they would expand the shade range because this foundation is really good. I've had this on for so long and nothing has moved around and it still feels very lightweight and comfortable. Nothing has caked up. And the only thing is that it is cracking my smile lines. When I did my makeup in the morning, I did bake in this area and I also baked in my smile lines because I know like almost all Dior foundations tend to crack in them. And even though I baked this one, I still see that it is cracking my smile lines a little bit. But nothing very noticeable unless you come really up close and see. You're not going to notice it. And the foundation has come off a little bit from my chin. So yeah, there is the review. I feel like if you are someone who has oily skin, I'd say get the matte foundation. If you have someone who has dry skin, I'd say get the Radiant one because this is like much more hydrating than the matte one. If I have to pick one, which is really tough for me, by the way, I think I'm gonna go with the Radiant one because
I don't know. No. I want the matte one. No, I can't decide. But anyways, I like both the foundations just the same. If you have normal skin, you can try both of them. But like I said, if you have oily skin, stick to the matte one. If you have extra dry skin, stick to the radiant one. Even before you buy the full size, get samples and see for yourself. I personally think it's totally worth the money. I really love this foundation as well. So that completes this review. I really hope it was helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked my review. Also subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in my next one. Bye.